Good. I'm sorry. What'd you say? Just do this. I'll finish it
Got
for
my
you.
production hat
I
on, man.
mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, player. You gotta do what you gotta
Super,
do.
super producer.
Hey, I got to live up to
Super
my name, man.
producer. Let's not hate.
Yeah.
Sound like
Go
you
ahead.
go hate now.
I know.
Sound
Hey,
like
I
you
gave
hate.
him the name.
hey.
Good morning. Good morning. What's
Top of the
happening,
morning, Michelle
family?
Bryant.
Welcome to the show. It is Michelle Bryant here at WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. You are listening to Say Something Real and Real Talk. We can wrap up this Christmas thing. I am I am tired of shopping. I want to be clear. I am tired of shopping and I still have shopping to do today. It shouldn't be this hard to find stuff for boys. It should not be this hard. But before I say good morning to the bros, let me just say community. Um, once again, you know, there are a lot of children that are going to have because of the generosity of others and young people who have coats because people cared enough to get involved and engage, young people who will have something on Christmas morning. And this is all kinds of organizations and, groups that have come together to do this across the city. So I just want to say to everybody that has figured out a way to contribute, to do something for someone else. And it doesn't have to be, hey, I went through, a formal situation, but I made sure that kids in my immediate family had something. Their mamas and daddies was looking a little lean, or my nieces and nephews might not have gotten X, Y, and Z, and so they took care of their own immediate family. But if you did anything for anybody over the course of the weeks leading up to this holiday season, to spread just a little bit of joy, just a little bit of love, look out for somebody else. If you don't do anything but pick up a phone, as somebody said to me yesterday, if you just pick up a phone and check on somebody, spend a few minutes, in a conversation, not the text, because see, we all done got locked into doing the holiday text, and then we knocked everybody out, you know, just holiday text. And some people, it's not even a original text; it's a copy and paste, bam, 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 bam. And you just write down your list. Some people you need to pick up the phone and say Merry Christmas to, or Happy Holidays, or Hey, I was thinking about you. Because that human touch, it means a lot. And some people won't get a ton of touches. So I just want to say how appreciative I am. As I looked at my dining room table, that's covered with toys right now. And I was like, I wasn't even supposed to be doing this year. It's just so funny. But the feeling is nothing like it when you realize that. I told one of my friends, Cynthia Wilson and her mom Betty Wilson and family, we got some gift certificates for some kids, and or gift cards, I should say, for some kids. And I told my friend, I said, yeah, I don't know how I get here all the time, but I'm so glad I got people that ride with me, and don't leave me out here by myself. So I just gotta say, I just appreciate folks. One of my other friends who's a listener to the show, and I know because of the show, her thing is she makes pies, gives them away. Pecan pies, sweet potato pies. Like she sent me a photo, just pie spread everywhere. Like, yeah, none of these yours, Michelle. all of them, all of them are being given to people, just as a way to say, I'm thinking about you, appreciate you. I remember when we were doing the funeral for the baby girl. We had listeners. I know Ebony. Ebony said, "Hey, I got a cake. I can make you a cake." And I made sure I cut Ebony's cake after we passed, so I could taste the cake. So I just want to say, why you laughing, Jermaine? Dude, that cake was pretty.
I know it was.
I'm like, Azaria, we gonna have to cut this cake at the, at the so we can taste this cake. So I just want to say, and I won't do this now. I'm gonna do it at the end of the year. But it's so many people that they like the bat signal go up, that white hat go up in the air, and we got folks in the community, man, they bout it. They are. And I'm so appreciative. I'm so thankful. So yes, toys will be getting delivered today. I got one or two things I think that's coming in by Amazon because I had to resort to going online because I just couldn't find certain things. A lot of these shelves are empty now. And what's left, like, man, don't nobody want that. so I just need to just say that piece. Let me say good morning to the bros in the studio. Mr. Rideout, how you doing this morning, player?
Well, Shell,
What do the lonely do at Christmas?
I tell you.
What do you do? What do you do?
See,
oh, sorry.
we go crash other people's houses.
There you go.
That's what we do.
Hey, Rhonda is back.
Oh,
You know
Keith,
the cooking going on in the Paris house.
I am.
And she make the stuff that you don't have, the regular stuff. Like the regular greens, mac. She don't make that.
She'll make those.
She be making cookbook.
Now I know
cooking show worthy meals. So we need to go holler at Rhonda.
He didn't invite me.
He didn't invite me either.
But I found out where he stayed. I put a GPS on his car.
Hey,
yes,
I got the address, bro.
Oh, okay.
we can just,
Yeah, we gonna crash.
pull up. I like that.
Yeah, we gonna pull up.
All right. Hey, Debo, how you doing this morning, player?
Oh, he ain't doing that. So Sheldon, when you wear your hair like that, there he goes. There he goes.
Is that him?
Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you gotta.
That's the right version.
That's the Effie Hamilton version.
No, we doing new stuff.
That's Effie Hamilton.
Where is the one we know?
Okay.
Don't be playing nobody trying to cover.
I wanted him to get the gist.
Hey,
Yeah, but get the gist with the real stuff.
Hey, yeah, pull up
Everybody's stuff don't need to be recovered.
Hey, a matter of fact, hold on.
Are we gonna do a battle?
You could pull it up.
Can we not do a battle? Hey,
go
Y'all
on
so
and
childish.
I need about 5 minutes to set my bed up.
Y'all so childish. No. Oh no, and I love Anthony. No, turn that off. You messing up my Christmas.
Messing up the mode.
Turn that off.
I had never even heard his version.
I don't even know why he felt like he needed to do that. Sound like he's straining, messing up that girl's song.
His falsetto is.
And I love him, but you can't do everything. Sometimes you just gotta stop.
Yeah, so.
If he did it in his regular voice, it probably would have been better.
Yeah. Somebody said, tell Debo he played the ladies' version on Saturday.
I did.
Yeah, he played the right version.
I did.
Oh, Saturday.
And I dedicated it to Jermaine.
Oh,
did you?
You feeling some kind of way, huh?
Oh. It was dedicated to Jermaine.
Send this one out to my boy Jermaine.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Jay. What a sad thing to be known for, bro. All right.
Cause see, when I do that on Saturdays, then Angela calls up and defends him. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We all need a cheer.
I got Jermaine.
What you playing?
I got something. See.
Oh, here we go.
See.
Here we go.
I got a new volume though.
Here we go.
Instrumental. Debo was calling me out. And,
ladies and gentlemen, the emotions.
So I got emotions. See, on December 25th, I'm gonna be at home all alone. See. And then when I'm there, I'm gonna just stretch out, And by me being a Leo, I figured that every Christmas, you gotta
don't have no one.
spend time with yourself. You know, sometimes you gotta.
Silent night.
I know it's gonna be.
Hey, did nobody come see you, Otis? Sometimes you gotta push the button on Otis and let him know
But you
that.
don't have me.
So what do the lonely do
What do they do?
at Christmas? Let me tell you what
Ride
they
by
do.
Ride Out's house.
See, we all scream and watch football by ourselves. And see.
Jermaine,
I gotta finish this.
no, you don't. No, you don't. In
The
this
people want to
tragedy,
know.
if they don't want to
The
know,
people
they
want
all
to
feel
know.
sorry for you.
What do you do? Oh yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
And you must turn it into a
He
church
said, "Thank you, Jesus."
he must turn it into a church song. I don't care what he
Thank you,
sings.
Jesus. Oh Lord.
He
Thank
can
you.
sing back that thing up and will turn it into a church song.
See,
Jermaine,
I just figured that I gotta sing this part.
you really don't.
See, but then if I don't talk to you and tell you, you won't know what I do by myself.
Hey,
Oh Lord, thank you.
I don't want to know what you do by yourself.
But I say, what do the lonely do? Oh yeah.
It's not a church song, Jermaine.
He done made it into one.
Oh yeah.
It's not a church song, boy.
I said Jesus touched my heart, Lord.
Lord, I don't know what I
All
would
right.
do.
And you gonna get in on it.
Felt that thing.
Lord, I don't know what I do.
Come on, Nate. Sing with me, Nate.
If I mess around and got company.
I tell you what the lonely do for Christmas. We sit around and talk to ourselves.
There really has to be a better.
Not at all. Not at all.
I had to get that out.
There has to be a better way to start this
no greater
show.
programming than
I mean,
we give them in the morning.
You know what? But I'm tired, so I can't even fight this morning.
That
I
thing
came
felt
here with
good.
flip flops on, and I'm tired. So he taking advantage. He getting over it. But I don't know how you turn
'Cause I'm gonna
everything into a church
It's gonna
song.
be
now.
so alone.
That's
So alone. So alone.
And there's a reason why I stopped.
Oh yeah.
Stop
Thank
right-
you, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine him if he had a woman? If he had one,
No,
they get
no,
arguing and at the end, I think about, and I ain't gonna tell you no more. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Jesus. I mean, that's how you start every.
if he dinner on the table, or food on the stove. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna eat this baked chicken. Thank you, Jesus.
See, it's the reason why you single, bro. I can tell you, it's the reason.
It's choice.
It's a
I made a choice.
choice of other people
That's the
to
question.
leave you alone.
What do the lonely do?
Somebody only your mama can love. It's the
Amen.
reason. All right, so now that we've wasted 17 whole minutes.
Thank you, Jesus, for those 17.
17 minutes.
Not a word from
Too many words from you.
Too
Oh,
many
Lord.
words.
Too many, Jesus.
Hey, we got tickets to go see Tony Braxton, Bobby Brown. Well, I should say New Edition. We only
You're right, Bobby Brown.
going to see Bobby Brown, who can't do no steps no more. And who else is on that show?
Wait.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, Boys to Men,
It's Boys to Men, New
This
Edition.
Edition, and
And-
Tony Braxton.
Tony.
Yeah, that concert is in February. That's
So
gonna
is
be.
Johnny still gonna be a part of the?
Yeah, he's
lineup?
on that tour. He's on that tour.
Wait,
It's gonna be good.
Johnny Gill,
I'm
right?
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny Gill.
'Cause I'm
No, no, Johnny Taylor.
I was like, Johnny, Johnny coming back from the grave, right?
Because I would say, yeah, I don't want to go to that concert if he coming
You don't
back.
want to go?
No, not if he coming back from the grave. If
Oh.
it's Johnny Taylor, I'm good.
Yeah, Doc.
So look, it's a lot to get to today. First of all, let me just say right away, I didn't buy a Powerball ticket yesterday.
I'm going to buy one tonight,
and
though,
I appreciate that nobody won.
because it's saving it up for me.
Giving me an opportunity to get Christmas Eve joy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I left this for Keith yesterday because somebody had asked me to do this, and I didn't get to do it on my show. I'm not sure if Keith ever mentioned it. He's a hater, so he probably didn't. But somebody wanted to know, like, Michelle, before I spend these few dollars, what is really my chance of winning Powerball in this little lottery? So just I will say this real quickly. There are a few states that are the top states that have had the highest number of Powerball jackpot wins in the game's history.
He did do that.
He
just so
did
you
do
know.
it.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'll just repeat it real quickly then. Indiana 39, Missouri 31 wins, Minnesota 22, Pennsylvania 20, Kentucky 19, Wisconsin has had 19 Powerball
It's
winners.
gonna be 20 Wednesday.
I know that's right. California 17, Florida 17, Louisiana 17, Arizona 14, and there have been some states that have never had a Powerball
He said
winner.
40.
No,
40 states.
no,
That's what he said yesterday.
it's not 40. So see,
You
that's
made up
why
a stat.
that's why you
that's his arithmetic.
You made up a stat.
the states that have never had a jackpot winner: Maine, Mississippi, North Dakota, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Wyoming.
So only 5 states.
Yeah, only 5 states that are a
Did
part
Jermaine
of
just
it.
say?
My math was off.
Because not every
Did you hear what he said? Only 3.
I didn't hear the other two.
So, yeah, and and again, one of the things, some states have been in it longer than others, but yeah, Wisconsin has had.
How many has Illinois had, being one of the larger states?
Illinois has had. So they're not listed in the top 10. We beat out Illinois in terms of the top 10. I'll go back and pull this original article, but yeah, Minnesota is the third largest wins. Missouri, 31 large. Yeah, second. Indiana's first. So Illinois is not in there. So look, anybody that's traveling, if you in Indiana, Missouri, Minnesota, even Pennsylvania, get you a lottery ticket. But again, Wisconsin is in the top 10.
But you know, it's amazing because I remember people used to be like, I got to go over to the state line. I'm going to play the lotto. Why would they run on Illinois and they haven't had the big ones?
Because, that's why, and it was, like I said, even though it was kind of funny that the brother reached out to me and said, Michelle, can you get me some stats on this before I spend my money? It is interesting that, yeah, we have this conception that you need to buy the tickets in another state to have a better chance, or to buy it in the suburbs to have a better chance, which has always been, and I brought this up every time we do the lottery. It's interesting to me because I know you got way more ticket purchases happening in the city of Milwaukee versus some of these outlying suburban areas. But when you look at where people win, we have, and I said I got to do the research on that too, but frequently these people live in suburban communities, out the way, off the beaten path, rural communities even. And you're like, but if I got 10 million people buying a ticket in this area, and I got 10,000 people buying a ticket in that area, how does it seem like the people in those areas outside of urban centers consistently win these prizes? So yeah, most Black folks, and I know, this is not a stretch, most Black folks going to Menominee Falls, Waukesha, if they happen to be, down by Mount Pleasant, wherever, they will try to buy them tickets everywhere but in the city of Milwaukee.
I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to drive up to Sheboygan and the Fond du Lac area and get my ticket at like one of them rinky-dink gas stations, because I'm gonna tell you why. Just like what you just said, I've always said that. Just when I was old enough to understand this whole money game, I've always said, wait a minute, it's never in the inner city, so it's almost like the rich get richer and the poor stay where they at. But I figured it out. Instead of allowing the machine to pick your numbers, you just pick your own numbers. Whatever you do, shoot dice, flip a coin, pray to God. Whatever you do, pick your own numbers, and just hope for the best. Because if you are like, man, that's like, and I hate to say it, that's like going over there and say, give me 9 Powerball tickets, and they just push the automated. You lost already because you on 20th and Capitol, so you lost.
Well, I just, without doubt, I know that is the conception in our community. I want to be able to actually do, and the data is out there, and I'm sure somebody's actually done it, because this is not a novel conversation, that you consistently can't believe how often when they name these winners, they from someplace like that's a much smaller community. And you're like, and usually a whiter community. And you're like, really? So how does this keep happening? And it's real random. And then the other thing I thought about, so this is 46 straight pulls
Yeah.
where there's been no winner
Yeah.
leading up to Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Some of that almost always seems orchestrated to me too,
Yeah.
because everybody and their daddy gonna play now.
You
You're
know-
gonna give tickets for Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
Like people who normally wouldn't get in it. Oh, let me buy, Jermaine, 3 or 4
Do that.
lottery tickets now.
Do that.
Do that.
Do that.
So I'm just saying, I wanted to make sure that I did follow up, and thank you, Keith, for hitting that yesterday,
Shell,
because I actually had people that wanted to know, like, what's my chances, man?
Shell, before you move on,
Yes, sir.
I just got something downloaded into my spirit. I hit the number 9.
Downloaded.
Number 9. So
Yeah, I hear it too.
no,
It's
number
9
9.
seconds over the commercial break. Yeah, you're right. Man, look at God. Hey, y'all, I got to take a commercial. I got to take a break. We'll be right back. All right, family, welcome back to the show. Got some callers. Let me get them in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, this is Sister Herrera. What I'm calling about, I held on. We're having a rapathon because we're trying to get all the toys done for this evening from 4 to 8 p.m. in North Coast neighborhood. Been wrapping ever since Thanksgiving. So, and we have a lot to do. So today we're gonna do the rapathon so we can have them all ready by 4 o'clock to host the family and so they can get the toys.
So y'all need volunteers to come
Uh,
through and help wrap the remaining gifts.
yeah, we are calling it the rapathon today. That's what
Okay.
today.
All right. I'll announce it a couple of times and I'll let folks know where Northcott is.
Mm-hmm.
I know we did. And and it's kind of crazy too, because when I was there that Saturday, I think I did 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And, like depending on the size of those gifts, I think I
Mm-hmm.
probably only got about 35, 40 gifts done in 2 hours. And that was
Wow.
like no messing around, except for, line dancing. No messing around. So yeah, and Northcott is doing hundreds of gifts, thousands of
Yeah.
gifts. So
Other are picking up gifts too,
you,
like the
yeah, you
town
need a
and
lot
stuff.
of people. You need a lot of people. All right,
And,
Sister
and,
Herrera, I will make sure that I announce this again. And it's 4
and
to 8 p.m. today over at Northcott, right?
I also want to make the announcement for Thursday as well, if it's okay with you.
Go ahead.
The sit down dinner also at Northcott, and that's from starts at 11 o'clock. It's from 11 to 2. You sit down, you come in, bring your family, and enjoy a beautiful dinner. That's catered by Lisa, and she's really good, of course.
And so
Her
this is
food
on Christmas Day
is on Christmas Day.
from 11 to
Yes.
2. And I heard they're going to have the big screen TVs out so you can watch the
Uh,
game if that's what you want to
uh,
do. Is that right?
bingo, and just different things that we are making sure the family enjoy themselves while at the
I
same
like
time.
that.
And yeah, like we did for Thanksgiving.
Got
Same
it.
thing. We're
Okay.
doing the thing. So
I'll
I
make
like to
sure.
run it since November, right? The wrapping those gifts and stuff. Yeah, so
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can do more than you do.
You know what? Whatever.
You play too much. Oh, okay.
Whatever.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Don't, don't,
And I
don't,
just
don't
get your text.
don't make me
So
come down there and have no
please.
contest. Don't talk crazy.
Okay, what you say? What you say? Oh yeah, you can play cards. Yeah, bring cards.
No, I
Yeah.
said a rapping contest. Like,
Oh yeah, no, you girl, you can't even beat me.
you
Don't
know
play.
what? All
I'm
right.
put people down.
All
Girl,
right.
I'm teaching people down. You know how many I get? I did 15 in about 15 minutes. Don't play.
They was rap terrible. They weren't rap
That's
cute. My
everybody
stuff be
can
rap
play.
cute.
Well, our folks always asking me this.
I don't know
I
what you
said,
was doing.
look,
You did
say, but
15
my
gifts in
son,
15 minutes.
girl, my son,
You
they
weren't
sick.
doing nothing.
Listen, my son is sick. And he said, Mama, he said, you can wrap my gifts too. I said, yeah, you stick them through the door. I come and I'll stick them back through the door. He just started cracking up. I said, that's the only way your mama gonna wrap. I ain't trying to get sick. Stop playing, Willis. You play too much.
Look, well, all right. Well, then, if I
And
look, I
tell
got.
folks, don't come down there because if you cough one time, I'm gonna say deuces. Belly.
Wear your mask. You wearing a mask? Wear your mask.
I don't care what I have on. No, no.
Okay, Sister Herrera. We
If-
got it.
if
We'll
you
be
said
down
you
there to
cough
help
one
wrap
time-
gifts. Yeah, you cough one
I
time.
say you cough one time,
and
deuce.
who gotta go? They gotta go, or you leaving?
I ain't playing. Well, I'll leave too.
See,
No,
why it always turn into this? Why it always?
I have to stay there. You
Why
stay.
does it always turn into this?
Hey,
See how you just ruined the
said,
Christmas joy? You ruined
like
it.
I said, I always been on the plantation. You play too much.
You ruining the Christmas
Right.
joy. I'm trying to get these people to come help wrap these gifts, Sister Herrera.
Right. I just don't want to be Django. I don't want to be that butler. We have too many.
Oh my God!
That's calling your
You
station.
are
You got that butler that's been calling your station for a minute.
you too much.
So no, I don't. No,
Sister Herrera, you about to mess up the
What?
Christmas spirit. You say what? Bye, Sister Herrera.
What?
I appreciate the announcements. Happy holidays.
All right, Billy. All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Stevie.
What Debo say?
I ain't saying nothing. Why I get in that?
What?
What is wrong with black people? You can't just
What?
Get him, mama. Get him.
you can't never just have a peaceful interaction.
Well, you know, I helped on the phone for 30-something minutes.
See, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Don't nobody tell y'all to call as soon as the show start. I can't even say hello before y'all start dialing the number.
You know why I have to? I have to because you ought to know why I have to. Call, you know, and stay on the phone 30 minutes, and they saying the same thing.
Sister Herrera, you are ruining the
She
Christmas.
really got the spirit, don't she?
Sister Herrera,
Come help me.
Hey.
You know what?
Grinch, you ruining this
You know
Christmas
what?
spirit up in here, man.
Please don't quote no scripture if you don't know what you're talking about.
What scripture? I said
No.
Grinch.
She gotta be talking about Keith.
No, you know I ain't talking about Keith. You know I ain't talking about my brother Keith. He knows it.
He's hey,
She
Keith
said don't quote
Keith
no
don't know
scriptures if you don't know what you're
Keith
talking
don't
about.
know the scripture. Bye, Sister Herrera.
You help me up this phone.
Thank you so much for the call. We appreciate all the holiday joy you have spread up in here. Thank you. Bye, Sister Herrera.
All right.
Jermaine, hang up the phone, man.
Get him.
Who you talking to?
Get him, mama.
Hang up the phone, Jermaine.
Who you are talking about?
Didn't I
I
tell
know
you
that's-
hang up the phone?
Mama talking.
You know what?
I listen
You
to
know,
mama.
Oh my God.
I make sense. You ain't gonna tell me. Hang that phone up.
That's right. Get him, mama. That's right.
Thank you, Sister Herrera.
I'll talk to you later, Sister
Yes,
Herrera.
man.
Much love, all of you.
Much love to you too.
Holiday, yeah.
Yeah. Happy holiday.
All right, mama. I'm gonna buy you a new
Well, hang
phone
up
for
the
Christmas.
phone.
I'm gonna buy a new phone for Christmas.
Oh my God. You see how black people mess up the Halloween party. Mess up the holiday party.
It's almost like the
It always be
grandchild.
one. They come in all festive.
Mm-hmm.
Happy holiday, y'all. And you just like give them 10 minutes. They're going to get wound
They
up.
get right in.
They're going to turn the party out.
Come help me wrap the gifts.
Get him, mama.
Come on, dude. You cough one time, you out of there.
Get him.
She should probably not be the spokesperson. All right, y'all. Let me pretend I'm going to get to some stories today. I just can't get over her. A couple of things. So let me just ask a question. Except for the Uvalde shooting, in which, remember the school shooting, in which the shooter was on the campus of the elementary school, killing these kids. And the Uvalde Police Department basically was in the hallway because the chief of police wouldn't pull the trigger on them interacting with the shooter. And so this shooter had way more time than they should have had to be able to go from classroom to classroom, harming young people. But rarely in these situations do you see that the chief of police is blamed for an active shooter situation on a campus, whether it is a K-12 situation or a college situation. But yet, at Brown University, the campus police chief has been placed on administrative leave because of this shooting. And they have brought in a former Providence police chief while this guy is on administrative leave. So let me just go and play the race card, okay? Let me just go and play it. So the Brown University police chief is a black man, okay? And somehow or another, now everybody wants to investigate what was or was not done to stop this shooter, even though you got Kash Patel giving incorrect information. The FBI feeding misinformation to the local police, who basically slow down their investigation. So not the campus police, but the local police, who don't do everything they would have typically done because the FBI interferes and gives the wrong information, and they arrest the wrong dude or bring in the wrong dude, a guy from Wisconsin, questioning him about this shooting. And so for 24 hours or so, some of the stuff goes cold in terms of evidence gathering because they believe that they had their guy. So that's the local police department, not the campus police. And the campus, they acknowledged that they didn't have a security camera in the area where the shooter either got on the campus or, did the bulk of the shooting, because it is adjacent to a residential neighborhood. And so for whatever reason, and I don't know if this was in place before this guy became the chief of police or whatever, but there was not cameras on that angle. But the interim person that they bring in, that they've hired, is white police chief out of Providence. And, I'm sorry, y'all. Just like Charlie Kirk said, I hope that if I get on a plane and there's a black guy, that's the pilot, I'm paraphrasing, that, basically I'm going to be safe, that he is credentialed, that the black pilot is capable of flying the plane. But you're not going to question that if you get on the plane and it's a white pilot. So why is the chief of police on administrative leave? And they're talking about the U.S. Department of Education. So this is the silly wrestler's wife, wrestling company wife. They want to probe possible violations of the Clery Act at Brown University. This act, which was enacted in 1990, requires universities to, quote, meet certain campus safety and security related requirements as a condition of receiving federal student aid. No, you're looking for an excuse to politicize this whole thing, to mess with Brown University, which is a more liberal leaning campus, who happens to have a black police chief. That's all this is. Because the U.S. Department of Education don't give no damn about making sure that students are protected. Because if you did, you wouldn't have fired all of the staff members that you did that had to investigate civil rights claims and civil rights violations. You fired almost the whole department except 60 people. And then you had to send out an email trying to bring them all back, but saying, oh, but by the way, don't get excited because we're just using you to address this backlog of cases. And when we're done using you, you're back on the chopping block again. All of it, the way that these people are able to politicize everything that happens in this country is incredible to me. But they are coming after this man, I believe, because A, he's black, because it's a liberal leaning university. Because we want to make a statement and we're looking at ways to block somebody from getting federal student aid. So 2 students died on this campus. And your solution is to try to big boy investigate and twist the arm of administrators with the threat of federal financial aid cuts. They have weaponized everything. And nothing is sacred. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is beyond, the pale of disgusting things that this administration will do to advance their own racist BS agenda. How many times we've had campus drama at Marquette, campus drama at UWM. We've had campus drama all over the country. But we're going to blame the chief of police? You're actually going to be put on administrative leave and we're going to hire somebody else to come in and do the job? Because no, this Negro couldn't be capable of effectively running a campus. But you got Cash Patel and the silly folks working in this administration who are not qualified, putting out misinformation, jumping to conclusions, and then wanting to do a victory lap to say, hey, we got him, person in custody, blah, 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 and put this young man's name out for the world to know, young man from Wisconsin, who had nothing to do with any of this, had that boy's name blasted all over the media, all over this country. Everybody knew who this young man was from Wisconsin. That was the FBI. But nobody at the FBI has been put on administrative leave for jumping to conclusions and saying the wrong thing and bringing in the wrong person. Nobody at the local police department where Brown University is located has been put on administrative leave, has been questioned about how you responded to this and where the ball got dropped. But the black man, who is the chief of police at Brown, is now at the house having coffee, listening, to me this morning. Like, just think about this, y'all. You will use the death of college students to advance your political nonsense. And then what else did the administration do? Because the shooter, who had been in this country for more than 20 years, who came in on some type of student visa program and then ended up staying in the United States, we're suspending all student visas from that country, pending further review. This man been in the country for over 20 years. So now you got other young people whose educations are put in limbo because of the act of one individual who has been in this country more than 20 years. So again, you politicizing it. It's just another way to attack people that are different. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Well, hello, man. I'm going to tell y'all, boy, y'all before having a brother on hold for 80 days and 40 nights.
You know what? We knew it was you.
I knew it, and the thing is, and I know y'all know people like this, but they're supposed to be playing with my business. He's supposed to be playing with my business. I'm gonna give me a track phone from Family Dollar. Sorry, y'all.
That's how Meech get through. We don't know his number. He got a track phone.
I'm gonna give you a track phone to get through.
Good morning, player. How you doing this morning?
Wait, let me tell you, I got a question. It may be some listeners' questions too, but how do you keep track of all that stuff you're trying to give away without bumping heads into another child where the girl get a boy toy and the boy get a girl toy, where you keep so many things together to how you do that?
I mean, you just grouping, man. Got your age ranges, you just grouping. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Yeah, but it seems like you do for so many people though. It's not just like a 4 or 5. No, it'd be like, hey, it be seem like there's a gang of folks.
Yeah, we have done hundreds in the past.
See what I'm saying? So like that's a difficult task. Jermaine got to hit that button so he can give you some little hand claps, because that's a task.
This organization, and got to, like, literally somebody was laughing because I have an Excel spreadsheet. So,
see what I'm saying? A spreadsheet.
Yeah,
come on now, you over there doing PowerPoint with the little, you got the little projector out on the screen. Now, Keisha, come on now, we got about over here, and Lamont and them over here.
Yeah, when it's being bought, when stuff is being checked off the list. So, hey, Santa, Christmas is my favorite holiday for a reason. Me and Santa got a lot in common. But what's going on your end? You done with your Christmas holiday shopping?
Man, listen, man, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be mad, though, because it's going to be like 70-something degrees, and it's going to be raining. It's going to be raining. No, it's going to be raining.
Bye, man.
But it's going to be 44 here today.
Yeah, but he said it's going
to be. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all going to have,
that's
y'all going to have
70s.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all going to have sunshine. We don't have none of that.
Bro, you going to have 70-degree weather with a little bit of rain. Man, stop it, man.
Man, no, for real though, because when it rains, it
don't pour when it rains.
He sounds so sad.
Listen, have you thought about when it rains, it put dampers on your mood?
How about when it snows? When it snows, it's a fool, brother. Get off the phone. This dude.
He really serious. You feel bad for him though, man. See, that's why you be on hold.
Yeah.
That's why.
Hey man, don't put you on hold again.
He ain't calling for nothing.
I just put him on hold
You gotta
again.
hear all this harassment. Was that it? Was that it? You just came call with the weather report? He gone?
Yeah, I put him on hold.
Oh, okay.
So it's 80 degrees and raining. Boo hoo.
He killed me with that foolishness. Let's go to the next caller. Hey caller, what's happening?
Hello, good morning.
Hey track phone, what's happening? How you doing this morning?
Amen to it. But I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
Now that the station is changing hands at the beginning of the year,
Yep.
is the lineup going to stay the same, or have anybody set out to start their own podcast, a real serious podcast, or what's going on with that?
Right now, we don't know. Things are, as is. As we get updates, obviously we'll make sure that the community is aware. But
So you got
I'm not.
less
That's
than
above my
12
pay
days.
grade. Say what?
You got less than 12 days. You don't know if the lineup is going to stay the same for the first of the new year, or it's going to be Elvis music right away.
One of the things that we've been hearing is that things are going to stay intact for right now. So again, above my pay grade, bro. I can't answer that.
Okay, well that's cool. Okay, well listen. Now you've been there for how long?
I think almost 8 years now. It's
You've been
crazy.
there I thought you've been there longer than 8 years.
No, I've been here. Let me see.
You've
What
been
year?
there since the first election of Obama, right? I mean, Trump.
Yeah, I was here for that.
So before then, wasn't it?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you was there before then, wasn't it?
Hang on, Eric.
But anyway, listen.
That's crazy. I need to know.
You've been sounding the drum and beating the drum and so-called holding people's feet to the fire, right?
Okay.
No, you ain't got to hesitate. You can say yes or no. You've been holding the people feet to the fire.
Yeah. No argument. Okay.
Now, what do you call holding folks' feet to the fire?
Well,
And
you described
know.
it that way. So what do you define it as?
Well, it's definitely not making a lot of noise and going and all of us lining up at the meetings, and I'm guilty of it, getting up and lining up in the meetings, and I put the best dance on, the best show, and say the good stuff, and everybody clapping, and them Negroes get right up and go do what they want to do anyway. That's a form of what we call talking all the time. That's what we call holding their feet to the fire, right? Well, evidently they wearing asbestos shoes because it's not burning them. It's not touching them. It's not doing anything to them. So the only way we can hold these black folk and white folk to the fire is to vote them out. Now, if we have a love for that political action, then we show them that we're not going to continually do that. And then
So are you going to help us vote Trump out? Are you going to help us vote Trump out?
Oh, Trump doing a marvelous.
Say what now?
Trump is doing a marvelous, sensational act right now. Anybody that can't see that, there's something wrong with them. That means they want the world to change. And you know something else?
That means they want the world to do what? To
I
change?
love her. She do a lot, and she do what she can do, and she feeds the people and all of that good stuff. And there's a whole lot of people that have followed into her suit.
Who are you talking about?
Family.
Who are you talking about?
All over the country. But let me say this.
Who are you talking about?
If a person is not homeless in dire need of a meal, and you do that, you destroy the structure of the family. That means it's always been, I got to get a turkey for my family. I got to get a ham. I got to.
You're right. Because the 10
know that it's going to be a meal sitting down there. A person that can go get it. Huh?
Oh, you finally heard me. Yeah, because you're just going, and I'm just saying, if we're gonna have a conversation, let's do that. But
well, I heard the conversation, you didn't want to answer.
Yeah, why? Because you came up with your own definition.
Because you've been on there for 8 years, and now you got a matter of days, and you're still doing the same thing.
You know
You're not trying
what?
to change these people.
Let me be clear. It's not my job to change anybody. It's my job to bring information. That's number one. Number two, I also do believe in accountability, and that's why I hold you accountable when you get on the radio and spew nonsense like Trump is doing a sensational job. But that's my role, bruh. At the end of the day, it's just like religion. People have the ability to come if they want to, or they can sit in a seat, or they can stay in the bed. It's just like religion. You can't make nobody do nothing. All you can do is put it in front of them. If they choose to eat, then they eat. If they choose to vote, then they vote.
Every candidate that you pick, besides Lena Taylor, who else? Every candidate that you pick and really got behind them has lost.
No, that's not true, because I don't get behind candidates. That's not true. I've only supported a handful of people.
You don't do it.
Don't try to talk about my voting record and who I support. No, which, because if I support them, then that means I'm voting for them if I'm able to, if I'm in that district. Look, bruh, the fact that you think that Donald Trump is sensational, I think speaks to the whole mentality of loser. Meech, I appreciate the entertainment, because that's all your calls are, is entertainment. Have a nice day and a happy holiday, player. Have a nice day and a happy holiday, player, because it is so unfortunate that, like, you know, people talk about people doing stuff for like likes or clickbait or to get a rise out of people. It's so sad that you have to do everything you can to generate you know, some I can't even think of the word I want to use that accurately reflects what you do. What'd you say, Debo?
Buffoonery.
Yeah, buffoonery. I mean, you know, it's just like, you got to be provocative. You got to figure out ways to push needles, because if you just spoke in a regular manner about the issues, about policies, then you'd get defeated every time. So you got to say foolishness, you know, to what's the word I want? You got to say foolishness, and I'm gonna just put it in real simple terms, to hide the fact that the candidate that you support, the policies that you're advancing, they are unpopular and they really don't move the needle for this community. This morning, as the Trump administration is announcing that this man wants to build a $10 million damn boat, a boat for the Navy, because he wants to compete with China. He wants to have the modern aesthetically. He is worried about something being pretty as opposed to practical in terms of military engagement. If I'm in a war, the likelihood is I'm gonna blow up your ship in the first place. But I want to be at the design table because I know what aesthetically looks good. So you silly, simple man, you are worried about whether this boat looks like it's something out of the future. It's streamlined. It glides across the water in X way. It goes really fast. But when you got military officers saying that the equipment that we have right now does the work that we needed to do, but then you think about what just went on in Ukraine and the war with Russia, in which Ukraine put a drone underneath the water and blew up a whole damn boat, ship, whatever it was, in Russia. So while this old, outdated, ridiculous man is talking about boats like he want to put under a damn Christmas tree, they need to be big and shiny and compete with China. You got people creating technology that is so stealth and so small. The story we did? The people putting surveillance equipment on the back of roaches. Remember the story I did, y'all? Doug told me about it from CBS. I had to go look it up for myself. Creating miniature backpacks to put on the backs of cockroaches and training these cockroaches, or using antennas to be able to send these cockroaches into areas and do military grade surveillance. while you building a $10 billion boat, but you can't figure out how to get damn health care for Americans in this country. And on December 31st, when Meech is talking to me about what's going to happen at NOV on the first of the year, what the hell going to happen to the country under this president who you said is doing whatever, how spectacular, however you described his level of engagement. So you more worried about NOV than the fact that we got 42 million people whose health care is about to be impacted on January 1st. That's where your concern lies. What's the lineup at NOV versus you going to call into the radio station to encourage people to support and get behind somebody who can put together $10 billion on one ship, but you can't figure out health care for the American people. What did he tell people not even 2 weeks ago? When we was going through the shutdown, we have a plan. We're working on a plan. We got a plan. Ain't nobody seen the damn plan yet. His whole 4 years, the first term, the plan is coming out on Tuesday. It'll be in the mail. Here go the paperwork right here, holding up the papers at the press conference, waving them around, papers empty as a damn $3 bill. Where is the plan? But you get on here and want to kick noise in the Willy Bobo about a lineup. But when I ask you, so you're going to help vote out Trump? Oh, he's doing a spectacular job. Spending money that's foolish, $10 billion to build a ship, and then lining his own pockets and fleecing the American people. This man is going to be richer than he was ever in his life when he leaves this office. He is setting up his great-great-grandchildren off the backs of the American taxpayer and using his role as president for his family to go into Saudi Arabia and all these different countries and create these financial entanglements and partnerships. That whole drain the swamp, he the biggest beast in the dang thing. And branding his name like a dog pissing all over the community and marking their territory, the Trump Kennedy Center, the Trump class boats, the Trump visa. I mean, it's like nonsense, man. Like this is a damn reality show. But that's what you pushing. So don't tell me what does not work when I got to fight against people like you who spew ignorance to our community. I'll take a break. I'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back to Say Something Real. We got some callers that held through the break, so let's get them in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning. First thing I want to say, I don't think nobody's going to listen to nobody with an alligator head on a man purse. Number one. Number two, we have the 3 R's: racism, rape, and Republicans, and they go together very well. You brought up health insurance. I find it to be so funny that they give health insurance to the IDF, who's not even part of the United States. And then when it comes to the indoctrination, how can you want your youth and your kids to be indoctrinated to believe that they will always be less than Jews, and that you should give your money to them? Because I've seen the video to that. I understand nobody never talks about that. And have you noticed how the Republican Party gets very quiet when it comes to rape and molestation? Because, most people who are racist and most people are angry, they love to rape and take. They don't ask, they just take. So all these myths and all these old-fashioned school and morals, they're hypocrites. And one more thing that I want to say before I go to the lower caller, it might be in your best interest to tell those people up at the liquor store to stop trying to give out your address. Because a lot of times I'm at the liquor store, people are always trying to give out your address. And yes, I drink, but I wanted to share that information because the person always says they're scared of migrants. But when it comes to a person dealing with addiction, they bring everything and anything to your door. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you, bro. Just a couple quick things, because some people may have heard one or two things that Al said that was like, say what now? So there has been talk that the United States government provides health insurance to members of the IDF, which is the Israel Defense Forces. That is not correct. But there was legislation that U.S. lawmakers have introduced that would have extended certain benefits to U.S. citizens who serve in the IDF. Okay. So you a citizen serving abroad in the Israel Defense Forces, that there were some legislators who said, oh, if you're going to go help them fight in Israel, we will give you health insurance. So just so folks know, that's what Al was talking about. If I'm not mistaken in terms of his reference, but that the IDF. It was one other thing he said that I wanted to touch on. I forgot it. It'll come back to me. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning, Michelle. Brother Rideout. Brother Steve.
I got him.
I want to say this, and I don't want you to get all upset. Don't let me bounce between Armstrong Williams this morning and all the other talk shows and get your blood pressure up. This is Christmas. You've been doing a wonderful job, and Meech is afraid that you won't be with WNOB in 2026 because all of the work that you're doing, all the concrete and solid information that comes our way each and every morning. I think that might give him a bit of a challenge. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. It might give him a challenge. So you keep doing what you're doing. Continually build your staff over there. We are behind you and we're listening. Love you.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the call. Love you back. Got another caller. Let's get them in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Okay, I haven't talked to you guys in a while. This is Dorothy.
I know. I hear that voice and saw Keon's face as soon as I heard your voice.
I'm just calling to tell all you guys at the station Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year, and I love you guys.
Thank you so much. We feel the same way about you, and it is good to hear your voice.
I know. I don't know everybody's name. I know yours, Devo, Jermaine. I hear Devo back in there once in a while.
Yeah, he back in here cutting up.
You know the main three that you don't have to worry about the rest of them.
He don't do nothing anyway.
I know he's a. Oh my God! Hear that man? You gonna laugh every time he say something. Okay, Miss Chapelle, I love you guys, and I'm constantly listening. I can't get in all the time.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's
But I'm
appreciated.
getting ready to do this Christmas dinner for my kids, grandkids, great grandkids.
All right. Now.
Okay.
Look, Miss Dorothy Gervais to my can he come?
She heard him. That's why she said, "Okay, I'll talk to y'all later."
Can I come, Miss Dorothy?
Oh, there go that laugh. He know I like to hear him laugh.
Well, you can hear a whole lot on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
on Thursday. Thank you, Miss Dorothy.
Okay, you guys have a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am. Like, nigga, I ain't nobody feed you.
You know, all my food.
I like you on the radio.
Not in person.
You can't come to the house. Adeline, stuff is in that hallway.
It's not.
All right, y'all. Hang on 1 second. Jermaine,
Yes, ma'am.
can you give me 1 quick second? Can I take one break real quick?
You sure?
Can you manufacture me just a music break real quick?
I sure can. I can make that happen for you.
All right, y'all. Give me 1 second. I need to take care of something real quick, and then I will be right back. Good. And it's perfect. I was just talking to Adeline Pressey. She just came through picking up another round of toys. And so I had to go open the truck so she could get those out and making sure that we got everything delivered into those babies so that they're good for Thursday morning while Jermaine is out scavenging for food. Miss Dorothy looking out her window like, hey, if you see some locks coming up on the porch, don't open that door. Let me take this caller real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Michelle.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
I'm just fine. I dropped my number down at the studio there.
I got it.
Okay, good.
Yep, they gave it to me.
So I was just calling. You spoke about the lottery earlier too, and you said something about somebody was confused a little bit about who's winning the money, that kind of stuff. Anyways, I saw one time that New York pulled the drawing before the numbers were picked. So that was a glitch in the system. And there's something else they do here, and they started. First, they started with a woman. Remember pulling the lottery numbers?
Yeah.
And then they stopped.
But so, and we're talking about for Powerball.
Well, any of it, because I don't know now. I know the ones that they pull here, but we don't never see who pull them. It's just that the numbers get flashed up there, and you don't see who pulled the numbers anymore, even in Illinois. So you used to see a woman pulling the numbers. The little ball be bouncing in that little
Yeah,
in the little
yeah, because it's all done automation now. So
Mhm.
like before, that lady would put them in her hand and put them up there, but it's all automation. And from what I understand, the drawings are held at the Florida Lottery Draw Studio in Tallahassee, Florida.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this not in New York. Yeah, that's a good question. I'll go through and do the research on that real quick. But
Okay.
yeah, it's actually out of Florida, if I'm not mistaken now,
Mhm.
where the drawings are held. But yeah, I remember the old school, of seeing the lady there with the balls in her hand and all of that. So yes,
So that, to
ma'am.
me,
I'll
that
look.
was more. I mean, we could see it, and when you see something, you don't feel, it's that. But I was gonna say one more thing before you hang up. Now,
Yes.
like me, he called with his stuff. I think I know I called your show. I don't know if I talked to you when he brought that coffin downtown. We was marching for with Tory,
Yes.
and he brought the coffin out there, and he had on his Grim Reaper outfit. I was sitting here saying while you're talking to him, I'm saying he better put it on for Ice because I ain't about to get him too. Ice is coming down. They're using the Mexicans
Yep.
and stuff. And they're going to come after, they already come after some of us already.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tell you about that because
I remember.
I had a son, and I had a picture, a big picture. My son died in prison. And I had a big picture of him, and I was going to take it down there, but Meech took, well, it was heavy. So I didn't want to walk the parade and walk away downtown. But my son was in his coffin. I was going to show them. I said, my son was dead. He was in his coffin. He had the Grim Reaper. And I was going to show him, too, because laws are not fair. Laws are not fair in this city because my son got a lot of years in prison. I saw where they're getting after R. Kelly real hard. And so I just wanted to say that much. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. No, thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay,
I appreciate.
bye-bye.
Yep. Bye bye. I appreciate that. Look, y'all. Let me take a second in the remaining time that I have and connect a couple of dots. So before I went to break, we were talking about. I addressed something that Al said about whether or not the United States government pays for health insurance for members of the IDF, the Israel Defense Force, and I said no. Legislation has been introduced though in 2024 to be able to do that. So we can't provide health care to United States citizens and the subsidies are too much. And we haven't figured out a plan by December 31st to provide health care to American citizens. But we're going to say American citizens that's helping Israel in their wars, hey, we got y'all. We can take care of you all. But I had an opportunity. Keith came in on yesterday and he said, hey, did you check out Dave Chapelle? He dropped a Netflix special yesterday. And I was like, nah, I didn't even realize he had one coming down. And I had even talked to Keith. I said, because I was under the impression Ali Sadiq had one dropping, and I watch a lot of Ali Sadiq stuff, because it's on YouTube. His stuff is free. It drops on YouTube, and I watch his stuff. And so I went and I checked out the Netflix special. So I also wondered if that was done intentionally to drop Dave Chapelle on the same day that Ali Sadiq had dropped on YouTube because Ali Sadiq had refused a Netflix deal. So, a little bit of a conspiracy, a little bit of a rabbit hole, but we're not going to go too far down. So either way, Keith had said, it's really good. You got to check it out. My brother called me. My brother does not have Netflix. He's like a caveman. He has nothing. He has no social media streaming, nothing. I mean, dude just living like him and Donald Trump in the same. No, Donald Trump more advanced than my brother because my brother don't have no accounts, no social media, just nothing. But my brother called. He said, yeah, he said, how I get me a Netflix account? Because I want to see this Dave Chapelle. So I told him, and my brother been on my Netflix accounts for years. And I finally took him off because he wasn't ever using it. And then he was like, how I get on Netflix? I want to get me an account. But yeah, well, you pay for it. Go and get you one because you ain't going to get on my nerves. So, but my brother was like, because, from what I understand, this the whole thing that Chapelle did was just genius. So I said, okay, well, let me, so I had planned to watch it anyway. So I pulled it up and I watched it. And Dave Chappelle is one of them cats. He don't just walk to the line. He tap dance on it. He'll live on that line. And you like, come on, D. Like, oh no. You want to say something to me about it? Yeah, let's just go for the jugular. That's Dave. And put that cigarette out on your forehead while he doing it. That's Dave Chappelle. So he had a couple of very poignant moments in the set. When he talks about Nipsey Hussle and meeting him and what that whole interaction was like. When he talks about Bill Maher, and Bill Maher got at Dave Chappelle for having done a comedy set over in Saudi Arabia. And he called out Dave Chappelle by name because how could you go do a set in Saudi Arabia knowing that they were behind the death of the journalist in 2018 now? I can't even say his name correctly right now. It'll come to me. So he gets at him. And Dave Chappelle decides to return the favor. And he basically says, like, so it's been 240 journalists that have been killed, most likely by Israel in the course of this whole war with Gaza. So while you talking about I can't say that man's name right to save my life. But while you talking about this cat, what about the 248 that have been killed? And he said 240, but the number is actually 248. What do you have to say about that? And so he slapped him around, and he should, because like Bill Maher is a real hypocrite these days. It's something about him that I used to rock with Bill Maher. I watched his special, his shows when they came on. I thought his political commentary usually was spot on. But lately it's something about him that's just like bitter and stank. And I don't really care for Bill Maher anymore. And so I was glad to see Dave Chappelle get at him. But Khashoggi, I could not think of that man's name. I was looking for while I was talking. I could not think of it to save my life. So he got at Bill Maher. He then, takes a moment to get at Israel too. Dave says, hey, if I'm ever in trouble, we're going to have a code. So y'all know I've been co-opted. They got me doing things I don't want to do. And, but I'm going to try to let y'all know this ain't me. They've co-opted me. They've gotten control of me. And he said, I'm gonna say something from my code that in real life I would never say. I would never say. And so he told people, he said, I stand with Israel. And he dropped the mic and he walked away. When I tell you that moment, I don't know how many people, Jay, you've seen it.
I felt it. Like it was like one of those whoa moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for some people, those are career breakers or makers moments. And because he also does this other bit in the set where he talks about, and I forgot the acronym, but he uses the N-word, and he talks about where you get to a point where you are so powerful as a Black person that folks got to figure out how to shut it down. Unstoppable N-word or something he said like that. And so, and we've all seen that, when we talk about Dr. King and we saw the FBI documents where Hoover was talking about this man got too much power, or a Malcolm X, and you understand what his power could have been, had this man been allowed to fully develop and live his life. When you talk about Bill Cosby wanting to buy up media outlets and ownership of things, even what Diddy was doing on some scale in terms of breaking into the fashion industry and going from rapper to business mogul. And so Dave kind of put that in the set. And you realize sometimes when you listen to Dave Chappelle, all of this ain't jokes.
Nah, it's some truth in it.
All of this ain't comedy. and you get kind of pushed back on your heels because you have to start thinking about things and connecting dots. And that's what he did. Like Ali Sadiq, Dave Chapelle is a storyteller. And that's set from that opening salvo, that opening joke that he tells, that opening crack line, whatever it is. If you pay attention through the whole set, he gonna bring it back to where he started. He is always gonna bring that set back, particularly in his later years as a comedian, to where he started the discussion. And so as he said that piece about Israel, there are people that are tone deaf when the rest of the world is saying that some of this is very uncomfortable, unfair, outright wrong, when we see the level of deference and respect that's given to one group of people and everybody else be damned. Because ain't no campus has been shut down because of discrimination against Black folks. Ain't nobody mentioning racism when they, thank you, Craig said Jamal Khashoggi, like, thanks, Craig. But nobody is, Blackness has been turned into a dirty word. But if you are Jewish in Israel, and we talking about the country, then, it's on a different level and a different plane. It's an uncomfortable moment we in right now, because you realize you could lose your job as a university president if you don't protect a Jewish student, but you can go in and fire Black people indiscriminately under some BS guise that they wasn't qualified to get a job. And now, as JD Vance stands up and says, white people, you no longer have to apologize for being white men in particular. You don't have to apologize. And everybody on social media yesterday was like, well, when did the apology happen? Because I missed it. Where was I when the white man was giving out apologies for being white? Where was I? Because I missed that apology. So we're watching Black people be attacked and lose their jobs and be excluded, and ain't nobody got nothing to say. All these white folks and folks bleeding hearts, crying and screaming over what's going on with any Jewish person that gets something said to on a college campus, or I don't feel, safe, or I don't feel protected. Then the whole university got to shut down. People got to lose their job. But you are in our faces deleting Black people. You're deleting them. And this is not the Jewish people's fault. It's not their fault. But you're deleting Black people. This is white folks playing games, and white conservatives in particular playing games, because you are going to decide and use people to prop up agendas. But when them tiki torch, khaki short wearing white boys was walking, talking about Jews will not replace us, I didn't hear the outcry. Them was Trump's boys. So when Dave Chapelle does this, and he does it on the platform that he had, it was a very poignant moment. But when he says, check for me if you hear or you think I've been co-opted, pay attention, y'all, because we do get to a point where your voices become too strong. Your sway, your influence, people's willingness to follow you to the ends of the earth and back, and people pay attention and they look for ways to silence you, to move you. In his own decrepit way, Meech was referring to that today on a much smaller scale. But people pay. One of the things that Dave Chapelle said, he talked about that a police unit was formed in New York. And it was formed to provide surveillance of two rappers, Biggie Smalls and Puffy. And that this unit was in existence for years. And one of the points that Dave is making, so all of a sudden now we take out Puffy. but they've been under surveillance for years. So Dave was saying, so you don't think nobody knew that the stuff that's being alleged that Puffy did that was, out of order, nobody knew that was going on? But they kept thinking they was going to get to a bigger fish or whatever it was they were chasing. Y'all listen to that. Listen, check out that piece, man. And then, but Dave had that moment when he was done that as Black people, you walk away and you go, how long they gonna let you keep saying this stuff? But if Dave is like me, I'm gonna keep saying it till you make me stop. I'm gonna keep saying it. And then even then, if I'm not dead, I'm gonna still figure out a way to say it. But I had to because Keith was right. Everybody that I've heard, you get past some of the jokes that make you uncomfortable, because he got his LGBTQ digs, he got his transgender digs. He gonna say it because that's just Dave. He don't ride with it. People pissed him off. He gonna say it. But there was a moment when he got done with his set that I just sat and looked at that TV and went, huh, yeah. All of this ain't jokes. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Mr. This is John. How you doing?
I'm good, John. How you doing?
Good. There was a black guy that went to Egypt. I heard about recently. American black guy, comedian, and they wouldn't let him in. Now I don't know if the story is true. Have you heard about that?
Nope, I haven't. I'll look it up.
Fairly big name, and they wouldn't let him in because he was going to go and lecture them about Egypt being black. And they took it as a lecture, and they didn't want him. I'm not sure if they let him in later on some agreement. Some fairly famous guy, but I can't remember. I'm not a big comedy dude. But anyways, I was going to call about Al, and then all this other stuff popped up because Al's been on this Jew thing for the last couple of days. He has a problem. I don't know what his problem is. Somebody bugged him. Some Jewish guy ripped him off or gave him a bad deal. Somebody Jewed him. I don't know what the issue is with him and Jews. But I'd like to know if Al or anybody can tell me how many Africans have Arabs killed in the last 2 years since the Gaza war.
So wait, hold on for 1 second, John, because we're up against a commercial break. You want to hold through the break?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's hang on.
Thanks for the call, too. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, no, of course, always. All right, family, let me take a quick break. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. We'll be right back. All right, family, welcome back to the show. So today is my early day. I'm going to go back to the phone line, but I just wanted to take a second and acknowledge somebody, like Michelle, come on, man. And it like, especially because it's me. When I was talking about the Dave Chapelle special on Netflix, his gear, he had on a shirt that had Colin Kaepernick's name and number on it. And I said, and they said, come on, Michelle, peep game. I'm like, I caught that ASAP. I just forgot to mention it. So much said without being said. So much said without being said. But let me go back to the phone line. Hey, John.
Hey, Michelle.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, was he saying that he was afraid that somebody was going to cancel him because he was against Israel, and that's why he said he's with Israel at the end?
Well, no, he has raised a number of different concerns about the war and how, folks were treated, the complete and utter demolition of the Gaza Strip and, the loss of life. I mean, the catastrophic loss of life was crazy. But Bill Maher, another comedian, got after him about doing a appearance over in Saudi Arabia. So he shot back,
Right.
So that's how that whole thing came about.
So it's that last little thing. It sounded like he said he's with Israel at the end. Was that like covering his?
No, he was.
Like,
it was no. He's. It was actually tongue in cheek because he was saying he would never say I stand with Israel. So he said if you hear me say I stand with Israel, that's code letting you all know I've been co-opted. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah, because that's what you said earlier, right? Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, you kind of said to me something really quick, and I was caught off like a deer in the headlight. So I didn't know how to respond because I was not used to you kind of like, okay, John, tell me what it is. And I was like, and I didn't know how to answer. It's like a guy saying on court, you were over that woman with the cameras all around, and here you are all over her, and she had date rape, drug, and you and alcohol. So tell me what's going on, John. And I was like, I was trying to give her mouth. That's not what I want to hear. And then I was trying to feel for her heartbeat. No, that's not, we're not going to. And that was kind of the way you caught me because I was trying to get my head together. And then I sighed and he said, yeah. Do you remember that? That was a couple of weeks ago.
I do. So I'm assuming you bringing it up because you're ready now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arab Empire.
Go ahead.
Arab Empire. And if we can't have a conversation about Arab Empire, then there's no possibility of having a conversation about the Middle East because you can't discuss it without Arab Empire. But that never is discussed.
John, this is the thing, and just because of sake of time, because it's already 8:46, so we got to start getting you in earlier because I know our conversations can go long. But this is the thing, and I hope you hear me when I say this.
Okay.
There's this thing that we talk about people do where they say, I know I am, but what about you? Or I know they are, but what about, this? There has to be an opportunity. Hang on, John. There has to be an opportunity for folks to raise their concerns about Israel or about, the treatment of folks that are Palestinian or whatever those concerns are, without people, doing the counter. I mean, we do it in politics. If I say, Republicans are messed up about blah, 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 and then somebody, calls in and shoots, but Democrats are da, 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 da. Okay, but what I say about Republicans, was it wrong though? And the fact that I bring up somebody else's wrong doesn't minimize or negate that initial thing that I brought up. So I also want to get to a point where people are able to call and say what it is that they feel without people feeling like, Jewish people are being attacked. And so I've got to offer up a counter narrative to be able to say, but Black people at the hands of this group have also been traumatized or whatever it is. I'm just saying that we got to get to a point where folks are able to hear what folks are saying without coming up with the counter to it right away.
I agree. And I don't want to shut anybody out. And what I'm saying is when I say Arab Empire, I'm putting a context. And then I notice there's something like they say, somebody looked it up, they said all the resolutions against any one country that they add up more against Israel than all other countries in the world. Now that would include Iran, they would include Sudan. So then it begins to look like, well, wait a minute, you have this giant Arab empire, you got this little thing, you can't even see it on the map. And of course, we've switched from big, bad Arab empire to little tiny Israel versus big Arab empire. Now it's little tiny sliver of Palestine you can hardly see compared to big, gigantic expanse of Israel. So you have all these other ethnic groups conquered by the Arab Empire, and nobody's talking about them. So then you wonder, well, what is the exact contrast? What is the exact context? If Arab Empire exists and Palestine Arab is the vanguard of that according to their own covenant, then is it only because they're fighting against the British and the French, or is it in fact that the Arab Empire is still a racist empire that in this day and age has slaves? So maybe the way they're attacking Jews is the same way they're attacking black people, Coptic people of Egypt, Nubians. And why is it? Why is it that for some reason, and it's a lot of the Jewish people's fault, they're just so back on their heels, and then when they get goofy groups like AIPAC, they sit there and attack somebody on some useless case, and they still promote that so-called two-state solution. So if AIPAC is supporting the two-state solution, then what is there really, except people like me who are out here disorganized, and I represent those Africans that nobody will talk about, and that's what made me Zionist. Was nothing Jewish people could say made me Zionist. It was when I started to see the avoidance. You want to talk about not yeah, but what about? I'm saying there is no conversation to discuss the Arab Empire against all of these people and colonialism. It's not yeah, but what about? Let's just say Arab Empire versus Africa. They don't like you. What you were saying about Republicans don't like you. They, Arab Empire, do not like you, Michelle. They don't like you.
So hang
you
on,
are black. They'd like to have their way with you.
John.
They'd like to have their way with you.
Hang on, John.
Go
So
ahead.
I'm at that point now because, like I said, I end early on
no,
Thursday.
I know you gotta go.
And we can have the conversation. Look, I'm never gonna run from the conversation. We can have it, and let's agree to do
I know you
that.
gotta go.
We keep
I know you
saying
gotta
we're gonna do it. I'm actually
you got a
gonna
busy show. You have a
No.
busy
Yeah,
show
we can dedicate time to it because I think it is important. I think that we
interrupt
gotta.
you because you're always on a really busy show, and this is the first time you've had sort of a relaxed morning.
Yeah,
you're so packed. I never want to bug you when you're in the middle.
It's okay because it's an important conversation. Every conversation is important. We will have it. So let me do this. I'm gonna wrap the show for this morning. I will commit, and maybe even before going into the first of the year next week, to be able to do something where we can actually run down some of this conversation and be able to break it down in digestible bits for listeners, so that we're not overwhelming people. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. If I'll talk to you before Christmas. Yes, sir. All right, family. So that's the show for today. I hope the one thing that comes through is that there is an ability and a voice for everybody. We've got to be willing. There's this thing called ardent listening, though, and that's the ability to hear and only hear, not to formulate an opinion, not to be ready to speak and make my point. We got to get to a point where we understand what ardent listening is and being able to practice that when we talk to one another. But with that, that's going to be a wrap for the show today. I'm on my way to the store to go shopping. Bruss, I appreciate you.
All righty.
And family, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.